I couldn't figure out why I was so frustrated. It's like I felt this like frustration and wanting to change the 3D, like force it, like change already, change already. But and I didn't realize what I was doing wrong. It's that I kept saying I have something in the 3D when it's not here. It felt like gaslighting. It felt like lying to myself. And I forgot that what the trick here, what we're trying to do, is convince the subconscious mind that you already have the thing that it is that you want. But if you keep looking at the 3D, your subconscious mind isn't believing it. Like it's what you're really trying to do is convince the subconscious mind you have something. But in order to do that, you have to see it in imagination. You can't see it in the 3D. It doesn't exist here in the 3D yet. That's why you're changing shit in your imagination. You have to go to your imagination first for that to change. And that's how you're tricking. Well, it's not a trick. It's not a trick. You're going to be convincing your subconscious mind that you have something because you really do and because you really see it. But you can't convince it if you're using the 3D as a tool by which you're measuring something, because there's nothing in the 3D implying that you have your manifestation. So I kept getting angry and I was like, well, why can't it change? I'm trying to change it. And then I would look at the 3D and it would just consistently stay the same or worse than it was. And I'm just like, oh, I'm getting so frustrated with it. But the point I'm trying to make here and the message here today is, remember that you're really just trying to claim you have it in the imagination, not so much the 3D. Keep going back consistently to your imagination and saying like, oh, I have it. And there it is, I see it. Because it's so easy to see shit in the imagination, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but the imagination for me it's way easier to see the thing I want than it is the 3D, don't you think? Because your 3D does not have the thing that you want. So much easier to see it in the imagination. So keep going back to the imagination. Stop looking to the 3D because it's causing frustration. Because you keep wondering, where's my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? And they're not here in the 3D because you haven't done the work. You haven't seen it in your imagination first. And you have to do that. The 4D, your imagination, trickling down to the 3D. It will eventually come in if you keep consistently repeating like, oh my God, I have my soulmate. There he is right now. There she is right now. I see her in my mind. Or imagining a phone call or a text from them. You do that enough times and it's going to show up here in the 3D. But what I kept doing was I kept looking at the 3D like, I have it, I have it, I have it. But that's lying to myself. It's lying. and I kept getting angry, and then I would try to like force something to change, and then that just felt bad. That felt like I was giving my power away, and I couldn't figure out what it was, what was wrong. And then I went out for a drive and I tried to clear my head and I prayed to my higher self. I said, show me something today that shows me I'm on the right track. And not even like 20 minutes later, I see this video on my newsfeed, and it's a manifestation coach that was saying you're trying to force the 3D instead of letting the 4D ease its way into the matrix. You're not, and nothing is supposed to be forced. You're not supposed to be forcing this. It is not supposed to feel abnormal, awkward, hard, challenge. If there is a challenge at all in manifesting, you're not doing it right. It should not be a challenge. It's just that we have to first see it in our imagination, and our subconscious mind needs to believe we have it there, right? We need to convince our subconscious that we have it. And you're never going to be able to convince it if in the 3D you don't have it, right? So where else are you going to find it from? Where else are you going to find that abundant mindset but in your imagination? So I'm a lot less angry. I'm a lot less agitated, and I feel like I've taken my power back. And all we have to do is just keep going back to, oh, I have it. It's right there in the imagination. Oh, I have it. It's right there. Oh, I have it. It's right there. And eventually it will show up in the 3D. I mean, your subconscious mind is a printer, and it will print that shit out if you keep insisting that it's there. So that's one thing that I wish maybe I would have known earlier, because today I was so angry and fuming and just like, I need it now. But that's just it. I have it now. I have it in my imagination. And if you start to believe that your imagination is reality, that will take away the stress. That's going to take away the pain. That's going to take away the feeling of, I don't have it, right? You have to believe in that reality, though. You have to believe that your imagination is reality. Not a lot of people do that. A lot of people tend to think like, oh, it's just wishful thinking. It was nice while it lasted, but yeah, right. That's not really going to happen, Jenna. But if you persist in it, consistently seeing every time you think of that subject, that topic, always going back to, ooh, it's right there. It's right there because it's mine. Ooh, it's right there. I see it. I see it in my mind's eye. Consistently, right? Have a strong mental diet. That's something that, well, we all need, but especially me, I needed that mental diet. But I kept saying, I have it, I have it, I have it. But I'm looking at the 3D where it's not here. And it was starting to anger me. Like I was starting to get frustrated. And I think that I figured it out. I think I got the solution. It's that it was never the problem of saying I have it, because I do have it. You're supposed to be living in the state of the wish fulfilled. It's already happened. You have it right now. It's just like you have to go into your imagination to do that. It's like you're bringing heaven to earth. You're bringing the fourth dimension, which is above us. It's the astral plane. You're bringing that here. And in the 4D, there is no time. There is no with physicality. It's not physical. It's thought-based. And so you're up there seeing that imaginal act or saying it, affirming it, seeing it, and then it comes to the 3D. It eventually has to. There's no other choice. It has to go somewhere, and it's going to come down. Some people, heaven on earth. Others, hell on earth. It depends on what you're feeding and what you're telling your imagination and what you believe to be true. So stop looking at the 3D and getting frustrated that it's not changing. You don't force the 3D to change. You simply shift into a new timeline. You're bringing yourself into a new reality. So this one's already dead and gone. This one can't be changed. There's already been a script written for this reality. This reality already sucks. This one already had its problems, and it has its past. And the past in your reality where you're at now, money was tough, friends were mean and cruel, and people cheated on you, or whatever it was. This reality already has that. So now you need to shift to a new reality. And in order to do that, your thoughts have to align with that new reality. And it cannot align with the new reality if you're consistently looking at the 3D. Because this one sucks. This version sucks. That's why you're trying to change it in the first place. Your thoughts have to align with that version of you that already has what you want. What would you be thinking if you were a millionaire? Probably not stressing about your bills. So go into your imagination right now and imagine what it's like to have $1 million in your bank account and to pay your bill with $1 million. Even if it feels like an illusion right now, even if it feels fake, it's going to, 1, calm your nerves, okay? 2, it's very much more proactive than what you're doing right now, which is stressing. 3, it is calming your nervous system. And 4, that is how you manifest. So it really is manifesting it into your physical reality eventually. Keep doing that consistently. Calm yourself down by going into your imagination. Okay? The agitation, the frustration, it's all because you're looking at the 3D. If you were looking at your imagination, you would think you already have that thing right now. There would be no stress. There would literally be zero stress because you already fucking have it. So that's my problem, is I keep looking at the 3D and I'm so pissed at myself. It's okay, I'm going to forgive myself, but damn, I do this though. I'm happy to learn why my life has looked like shit up to this point. I'm happy to know that it's because I keep wavering and I keep looking at the 3D and thinking that it is real. I'm happy to know that, because that means that my future is going to look a lot brighter than this. But man, it is tough. Like, you have to really, really look at yourself. Like, when trying to manifest a completely different life, it takes a lot of self-evaluation and looking at, like, wow, you can't lie to your subconscious. You can't lie to the universe. You can't lie to yourself. It is happening because you're allowing it to. You have to cut that out. You have to let the thoughts align with that new reality, and it'll naturally come in. It's going to be replacing the old reality. You're not changing and forcing this one to change. You're bringing in a new one. You see? A new one is literally replacing this reality. So I hope that helped. It helped me anyway. I hope you guys, yeah, this is like the best way to calm yourself down. Go into your imagination and say, I have it, and see it, visualize it. Give yourself permission to have fun with your imagination. So many of us don't. We look at manifestation as like a chore, and our imagination is just like wishful thinking. And so we don't actually have fun with it at all. It's almost like it's a task. We see manifestation as a task, and we should stop doing that. Have fun with it. Literally imagine having millions of dollars in your bank account, and what would you do with it? You'd probably give money to everybody. You would just have fun with it. You'd buy whatever you want. You'd go on any trip you want. Get in your imagination more. Stop looking at the 3D, because that's where the frustration comes from. Okay? Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.